It's the You Name It Show, starring Davin Christensen and Jerry Taylor. How's that one? Was that a good one?
That's good. Hola, Jerry. How are you?
Hola. I'm good. What's the story this week? Where are you? You're in D.C. Actually,
I'm in Baltimore.
where will you be when this airs? Yeah.
Where will I be when this airs? I'll be in Pittsburgh when this airs.
Ah.
And it'll be a payday.
We're going to miss all your Baltimore stories.
Oh, no. I'm going to give you some Baltimore stories right now. We just got back from lunch.
Oh, well, tell me then.
Don't eat at Hooters. Or at least if you eat at Hooters.
I never do.
Well, John Pettit took me out to lunch because I did him a favor and hung some speakers for him. That was technically his responsibility. But his guys were behind, and I had guys, so I helped him out. So he bought me lunch, which was very nice. Thank you, John. But I'm never sitting at the bar at Hooters again, right by the cooks and watching them actually make the food because it was disgusting. Oh, Lord.
They allowed you to see all the shit that goes on that you don't want to see. What were they doing? Were they chopping up head meat?
Oh, it seemed like it. No, it was just the chef's name was Juan.
Yeah, that's
I
fine.
wouldn't really call him a chef. You could tell his name was Juan because he had a tattoo that said Juan on his forearm.
Okay.
The sweat and the dripping sweat coming off of Juan onto your food. But so they've got they've got the grill, okay, and it's a giant flat grill, and obviously they've got the deep fryers just going nuts with it's lunch rush. They got all the half-assed chicken wings and all that stuff going, but everything on the grill, Juan was in charge of, and Juan had 2 spatulas. And the burgers, we sat down, waited probably 20 minutes, and we watched the same burger sit there and cook for 20 minutes. And then he puts a pan over them, sprays some water underneath, and adds the juice back because he's now cooked these things to death. I mean, if they had hair on them before, they don't anymore. And then after he takes the burger...
So how do you add the juice back?
By squeezing water under a little pot lid and make them juicy again. So it's like a water burger. Steamed water burger.
To suck up the water.
Oh,
okay.
my God, it was disgusting. And then, so they're taking the chicken breast, and they're putting the chicken breast on the grill, and they're sitting there forever. And then Juan is taking the knife and chopping the middle to see if it's done, so letting out all the juices, flipping it over.
Yep, that's the wrong way. That's true.
He's adding the water again back to make them juicy again, and then putting that on a salad. What were some of the other things? Oh, yeah, he did shrimp on the grill. On the same spot, he just pulled the burgers off. And then he throws burgers and chicken. So if you get your burger and it tastes like shrimp or chicken or a shrimp chicken burger water combination, then you're probably at Hooters. But it's like looking behind
Maybe
the
that's
curtain.
What you go to Hooters for. You might be going to Hooters just for the gastronomical exploration. You might be looking for something new.
No one that has ever been to Hooters has gotten done with a meal and actually said, "Man, that was freaking awesome." You're just
right.
not gonna get the Yelp 4 stars or 5 stars at a Hooters.
Yeah. Hey, let me ask you this though.
Yeah.
Did you, when you were a youngster, did you ever work in a restaurant?
Yeah, I worked at multiple restaurants. Yes.
What kind of shit did you do that was in line with Juan's skill set?
Well, obviously there's no medium rare at a Hooters. It's just all medium and then add the juice back. But, yeah, there's some stuff that goes on at restaurants that you don't want to see from behind the scenes. I worked at
That wasn't the question.
I know.
The question was, what did you do?
I'm trying to avoid it.
I can tell you, I worked at a Olga's, and I worked at a fish and chips place.
Okay.
Called Hope's Fish and Chips, which was great. And I can honestly say that I never tampered with any of the food. I ate some of the food when I wasn't supposed to, but I never did any of that stuff that people tell me about.
Well, I know some of the cooks because I started out. I worked at a McDonald's, and then I worked at a catering company. I worked at a deli. I worked at Casa Lapita, which was a Mexican restaurant. I worked at Houlihan's. Just a whole bunch of them. But yeah, there was some stuff that goes on that you may not really want to know. So
Right.
we at
What did
Houlihan's we had a
you do to the food?
I no, we're not gonna go there, Jerry.
I thought I'd give it another shot, but there we
I know
go.
you're trying. Now, there's always the oversalting of stuff. One of the guys at the McDonald's, they mixed in rum with the Coke syrup while we were working. 'Cause
Really?
the manager, it was like the second assistant manager that was in charge because all the regular managers went for this big McDonald's corporate meeting. So they mixed the rum in with the syrup, and everyone was drinking rum and Cokes at McDonald's while we were
Of
working.
course.
Problem is,
Even the customers.
even the customers, yeah. So we're getting complaints coming back. This doesn't taste right, juniors, whatever. So that
Junior's
stuff,
drunk.
stuff like that happens. Mommy, I like the Coke at this McDonald's so much better. Oh, yeah, but there's all
That's
kinds
pretty
of
smart, though. What a way to mix a drink. Just put it right in with the syrup.
yeah. I quit
Yeah.
McDonald's because they got a nickel raise after 6 months or whatever. That was my first.
Yeah, what were you making?
Oh God, back then it was like $5.20 an hour, and then it jumped to $5.25. Oh my God! And I
Wow,
think,
how'd you get paid so much?
and then I think the cook, the main cook, got a 25-cent raise. Like, wow. So, hey,
I'm
did
trying to
you?
remember what I made because I worked in a T-shirt shop back in the, let's say, what was I doing? I was going into high school, so it was probably close to 82. So probably 80, 81. I worked in a T-shirt shop, and I could swear to you my wage was like $2.50 an hour or something like that
Uh
at the
huh.
time. I don't remember what minimum wage was, but it was minimum wage.
Yeah. When I was a waiter, I think it was 252 because you claim tips, and then they audit you and tell you what you're supposed to claim on tips and what you should get and all that other stuff.
Yeah, but
So
I was a highly skilled T-shirt ironer.
yeah, yeah, but you didn't have a real did was that back in the day when you had a regular iron and had to iron it, or did you have the press thing? Psh,
No, we had the press. We had to line up the transfer, and we'd do the whole press thing, and then peel off the transfer paper. And
God,
that took a lot of skill, I
that
tell you.
sounds that sounds tough.
I know.
It sounds like you
It was
should be
basically
working at
just
a.
hanging out with. Yeah, I was just basically hanging out, trying to see what girls would come in to buy T-shirts.
Was this at a mall or were you at a boardwalk or something stupid?
No, it was right on the regular street. It was by the high school. It was just in a strip place, strip mall place, I guess you'd say. And yeah, I was just there to waste time.
What was the most popular item that people would get pressed on a shirt?
Don't touch my tuts. No, I'm just kidding. They had so many stupid T-shirts. This was the picture of King Tut on both sides of the woman's shirt, covering her boobs, and it would say, "Don't touch my tuts."
Oh my God!
Dumb.
When I had the kids in Miami for winter break, they wanted me to get them T-shirts that said "I pooped today," with little handicapped guy sitting on a blue toilet.
That's cool.
Yeah, I didn't get them those shirts.
No, but they wouldn't be lying.
That's
So
true.
you know what happened for a while there, and this is kind of funny because this was like at the. I guess this would be my first exposure to copyright infringement.
Okay.
Because do you remember Bob and Doug McKenzie,
Yeah.
the McKenzie brothers? So they came out with their "Take Off to the Great White North" song and all that kind of
Right.
stuff. And what was the thing? They called each other hosers, right?
Posers. Yep.
Shut up, hoser, eh? Take off, eh? And this this place started making T-shirts with that stuff on it. Like they designed it because the guy ran a print shop too, so he had his graphic designers come up with his own. But you know that he wasn't allowed to do that. He's just selling these things out the front door.
Oh yeah.
Funny.
Because he can.
And they flew off the shelves too. The stupid "Take Off, eh?" People are wearing that stuff. How not funny is that right now?
Oh Lord, I haven't even thought about those guys in eons. Oh, what kind
Shut
of
up,
topics
eh?
you got?
Shut up, bub. You'll
Hey,
be I'll be selling smokes in the cafe. They'll be loving you from dusk till dawn while I'll be selling smokes in the cafeteria, eh?
lovely.
They're so lame.
Hey, all,
Strange brew. There's a mouse in my beer.
was it Strange
So,
Brew? Was that what it was called?
yeah, remember Rush did the theme song for it?
Oh, okay. And it was Doug and Bob McKenzie. That's right.
Yep, you better
Didn't they
Netflix
do?
that just
Didn't
for
they
your
do the
afternoon
12?
enjoyment.
Yeah, they did the 12 Days of Christmas too. God, and the
I
Great
think
White
you're
North.
right, yeah.
Um, they actually got a Juno Award for Comedy Album of the Year. Wow.
Good, we did some research. See there? It happened.
I looked it
You
up while you were
found out.
talking about it. Yeah. Now I want to hear the song
It's a
though.
Juno Award.
Why would you get a Juno
Yeah.
Award for that?
Yeah,
Oh,
too bad we don't have our whole interface going
that was
right now. We could do that.
1981. God.
Yeah, see there? My timeline was correct then.
Oh.
1981. Hey, speaking of music, since we're
Wait,
not, I
wait, wait.
was.
Wait, Jerry.
Are you gonna play it?
Yep. Beauty, eh? This should be a beauty, eh?
By 1981, the program SCTV was finally showing signs of hard-won success. Not only had the
Here we
show
go.
finally been picked up for national
Copyright
broadcast by the
infringement
CBC,
ourselves.
Yep.
it had attained the great brass ring of Canadian
Skip to the
broadcasting,
song.
an American
I don't know. I thought it
network
was a
slot
song.
on
Fuck.
NBC. As it
Not.
turned out, the
It's just a
Bob and Doug had officially mutated into one.
Your
Evidently,
production
I hit
skills are lacking.
I know I hit the documentary version, I guess. Although the documentary is only like 2 minutes and 51 seconds long. That's how much they have to say about him.
I'm not listening to that.
I know. Me neither.
Hey, but you know what? That leads me to a topic I had written down in my show notes and topics and notes and topics.
Don't you only have like one topic? So everything's
That's
got to
it.
lead
It's
to
funny
it.
that it came around. It came around organically because I didn't even know that we were going to go there. This is about how we don't ever play the whole album anymore
That's
from
true.
an artist, and this leads to there's no chance for loyalty from the audience. So people can have big, giant hit songs now,
Right.
but they won't have an extended career. Like I walked through, and I think there was a casino here that was advertising Imagine Dragons were going to be there, and I'm thinking they won't be around long.
No.
They had massive popularity, but they won't stay around because no one's. And this is the real crux of it. No one's forced to listen to the whole album
Right.
enough times to like it. Because when we were kids, you didn't just skip around on the album. You didn't walk over there and pick up the needle and put it down on another track and listen to that track and then go back and or do any of that. For years, we didn't even have cassette tapes for years. So you were forced to listen to the whole album unless you were really proactive, and that got you to appreciate the overall music of the artist, which then you know put right back on the artist. So you have loyalty. There's probably still people today that you consider to be great music stars because you had to sit and listen to all their albums, right?
Well, the other thing they always used to do is that they'd put the hook, their main track would either be the title track, the number one, because that's the one you're going to hear over and over, or it'd be like number 3. But you wouldn't get down to song number 10 and go, man, that's a hit. So they
Yeah, I
would
don't
lay it
know.
out like
I
that. And I
mean-
think they still lay it out with MP3 album releases like that too, where all
No,
your
they definitely have an order of songs, but this is where I differ with you because it seems from watching all these music documentaries I watch that the artists will organize what they think should be in a row on the album. Of course, now that's probably changed. Now it's all
Right.
corporate, I'm sure. But back then, they would organize the way they wanted the songs to appear on the album, and then the only one that they actually would push is they'd decide which one would be on the 45 as a single release.
Right.
But that didn't necessarily have to be the first track or the last track. It was just any one they thought. But because they were supposed to be doing a theme for their album, this is the way the album moves and flows. But these are the good songs off it.
And then the other song on the other side of the 45 was always this not on the album limited release. You have to buy the 45 to get it, and it's the biggest piece of shit, and you know why it ended up on the cutting floor.
Well, sometimes, but then sometimes they were good. They were called the B side.
Yeah, the
And,
live
in fact, that's the
version
name
of something.
That's the name of Mike Novak's band when I met him was called B side.
B-side, so it was all the crap.
He wasn't full of confidence, his band.
It was all the stuff that they wanted the record producer to have on the album, and they thought was good, and the record producer said, "No, that ain't gonna sell. Fuck, make it a B track."
But sometimes the B side was more popular, in some occasions.
Yeah,
But it's all marketing, my friend. All marketing and money and corporate money and marketing.
lovely.
Yeah.
Oh, so what else you got? Anything?
Yeah, but that's I don't know. We already covered Bob and Doug McKenzie.
That's true.
What do I have? Anything? I don't. That's the problem with rushing out episodes like this before we're ready.
Hey, I came up with when I was in DC, I tested the security. You know how you'd think DC the security would be top notch. And
In where? What location?
at the auto show.
Mm-hmm.
So when you come in the auto show, if you have a bag or a purse, they send you through a separate line and they search you and screen you and all that other stuff. And they're really good about that, but they don't check you on your way out. So Stephen Smith with Chevy, they had the roof for the Corvette. People kept wanting them to take the Corvette roof off and on again and blah, blah, blah. And so he brought it in the back room to store it, so they didn't have to keep taking it off and on again. So I bet him that I could walk out of the front of the auto show without my badge on, in street clothes, carrying a Corvette roof, and no one would stop me. And guess what we found?
In trouble.
Guess what we found out?
Something that's going to get us in trouble.
No.
That's what's going on here.
I walked right out the freaking front door carrying a roof of a Corvette, down the escalator, and out of the auto show, and not a single security person stopped me.
Yeah. But listen, this is probably going to get us in trouble that you said that.
It's not going to get me in trouble. Why?
Who's going to be in trouble then?
Security.
I guess
security
that's just stuff you don't talk about.
Security at the DC Auto Show, those idiots.
Just give everybody... I guess it's the security at DC Auto Show, but this one's going to be all on you, Davin Christensen.
What?
This isn't anything I did.
No, it's all me.
I'm going to see Mr. Smith in Davenport, so I'll have a word with him.
He'll be like, "Oh my God, I couldn't believe it. He just walked right out with the roof." Oh.
Yeah, there is, but that's not saying a whole lot. It's actually very well known. You just go to the auto show. Here in Philadelphia, they have no security that scans you. You walk in with a backpack on. You can just. I see people every day doing it. They're just coming in. They're not that concerned about it. You got an email?
Yeah. Something about some maintenance window in the email thing, or who knows. I just turned my volume back down.
Yeah, I don't know why I asked you, because it just came in at the same time to me. But my volume was down this time.
Well, mine was up because we were playing Bob and Doug McKenzie,
Yes, you are a highly trained audiovisual specialist. You didn't close your channel at the end of the presentation.
Yeah, whatever. It wasn't really much of a presentation anyway. So I went to...
What else was there? Oh, yeah. That's the same sort of topic as what we talked about the other day, where I had to go back over to the show floor and fix a computer screen that was upside down because somebody knew. And don't say the combination, but somebody knew the combination of keys that would flip the screen upside down on the computer window.
All kids know that. Adults don't. We're confused by that shit. Kids nowadays, they all know how to do all that shit. They've all been awarded for being able to figure that out.
One.
Just because it's a way to mess
kids
with somebody. There are so many little
but I haven't had
practical
stuff
jokes.
happen. Yeah, like things that would happen in the past for you, or just all kinds of bad stuff. Like they would be able to get around the defenses that the displays would put up, and then there would be porn on the displays and stuff.
Yeah. Or switching the whole screen to black and white. That's always a fun one. Or grabbing a screenshot of the desktop and then moving all the icons underneath it and saving that screenshot as your background image. So now every icon you click on, nothing happens. That's a fun one.
Yep.
There's a bunch of ones.
Creative children.
Yep. It's practical
Bob
jokes
and
in a
Doug
different
McKenzie
way.
knew how to do that.
They probably did.
Let's see. What's in the news this week? Got any
Oh,
news?
I've got a couple news stories. Well, did you see that chicken? Going back to Hooters and chicken. Chicken is now being sent over to China for processing and back after it's processed. So it's
Really?
chicken made in the USA, so they could say it's homegrown and all that other stuff. But they put it on a 14,000-mile trip to China, and they pay these Chinese people $1 or $2 an hour to process it, and then they put it back on a ship and send it back over. And the whole reason they're doing that,
yeah.
the whole reason they're doing it is because back when Wyoming had that beef scare or whatever it was, China stopped importing our beef. So they're hoping that now that we're making amends and giving them chicken to process and send back, and they're trying to open up the import-export stream again so we can start sending our beef over to China.
You think so, or do you think it's because they save money doing it this way?
I'm pretty sure they save money.
Yeah, right. And now we're getting 3-week-old chicken from Hooters that Juan sweated on.
Flash frozen and processed in China and re-imported to the U.S. to make it look like the economy's doing good.
I don't know where you're getting $1 an hour from. That's more like $1 a week over there.
Yeah, it was in some kind of news report or something on eco-friendly or some eco site. So, I've done my research.
That's not the biggest news story of the week. Yeah, you have. That's not the biggest news story of the week. The one that you talked about yesterday to me is the biggest news story.
Oh, the guitar.
Yes.
You read the article. So,
I did. Yeah.
What is the name of the movie that they're making? It's a Quentin Tarantino movie.
The Hateful Eight.
The Hateful Eight.
They already made it. It's out. Yeah.
Okay. Well, evidently, they borrowed a guitar from Martin Guitars from 1870, was it?
It was.
And then they made 9 duplicates of it, so they wouldn't damage the real one. And someone did not tell the actor that it was the real one that they were shooting the scene with. And he grabbed the guitar, just like scripted, and smashed it.
The actor. That's Kurt Russell. Damn it.
I know. Kurt Russell, and Harwood hates Kurt Russell, evidently.
Now he does, yeah. Our friend Chris Harwood, musician friend Chris Harwood, is not happy about Kurt Russell. In fact, I think he alluded in his comments that Kurt Russell's son was an asshole. So, remember when he said, we all know who the shining star was on that set? Some shit like that. So we don't have the phone interface. We could call Chris and ask him about it.
So the Martin people are not very pleased with that.
No, especially since the article in the what was it? I forgot the name of the article or the publication. Anyway, they kind of made light of it and said that Martin was saying, "Oh, it's no big deal. Just send us back the pieces," and all kinds of weird quotes like that. Yeah. But Martin was actually pissed off and saying it's unrepairable. And the last I heard, they said they will never, ever again loan a priceless guitar out to a production company, which is probably a good idea to start with. I don't get it. Why would they even do that? Yep. Like, they couldn't make one that just looked old.
No, they
not Martin,
use the original.
But the production people. Yeah, there's no reason to even have that original one there. I'm starting to feel like it's a scam for publicity, and they're going to come out and go, it was just a big joke.
Yeah, I want to see what the reaction of the girl holding the guitar is when Kurt Russell breaks it apart.
They had the video up on your article.
Oh, they did? Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty shitty, though. It looks like they shot it off the screen. But she does have a big reaction that now if you look at it and you think that she's reacting to the real guitar thing, it kind of makes her look like a great actress if she's not, because it's a really decent reaction to it.
Yeah,
she totally looks freaked out.
Because it says here, Kurt Russell's character decides he's heard enough. Music time is over, he yells, before grabbing the guitar from her hands and smashing it into pieces in a large wooden support. Oh, wow. He just beats the shit out of the guitar.
Yeah, he does. It's Daisy Domergue's guitar. Domergue. I love that name. It's a good movie. I liked the movie. Some may not, but I did. I can't bring myself to title the episode Kurt Russell is an asshole. Because he's not an asshole. I mean, I've liked the guy for his whole career, so I don't really want to pin this on him because the real story is supposed to be that they didn't tell him
Yeah,
that he was supposed to switch out the guitar.
whose job is it to tell him? You gotta tell the guy.
Cut!
Yep. Okay.
Cut! Prop guitar.
Swap prop. Oh well.
Somebody's job, yeah. I'll hate that guy. But we can say Kurt Russell, guitar killer.
There you go. That might work. You might want to throw
Just so we
Quentin
can have his
Tarantino
name.
in there too, since it's one of his movies.
Yeah, he's ultimately responsible for all of this. Bad Quentin. Bad.
So, I have been sleeping for 48 years of my life, and once again,
You sure have. Holy shit, that was easy.
you would think I would have it down by now, but once again,
Yeah.
I slept wrong last night, and I've got a crick in my neck, and now these headphones are fucking driving me nuts.
A crick. I always wonder where that came from.
A
Crick in my neck. We had a crick in our neighborhood, but it was water.
But how do you sleep wrong? You know? People use that
I don't
term
know.
too.
I can guess how Laurie, it happens to everybody, but my guess is that you were so hammered you didn't realize your neck was bent at a weird angle.
Yep. Oh, propped up. Fucking stupid.
I wake up like I was hit by a truck every day. Just because I'm in really bad shape apparently.
Aches and pains and
Yeah, it's age. And I've lost a whole bunch of weight. So it should be better, but now I'm still waking up like somebody smashed me with an old Martin guitar.
Have you ever thought about getting plastic surgery, Jerry?
No, but I'm sure you've thought of it for me, so you didn't have to look at this.
Now I was looking in the mirror and I'm like, man, I'm getting the double chin thing. I was thinking maybe I can take care of that, but I don't. I wanted to get your opinion on what plastic surgery. Like if Lisa came to you and said, Jerry, I want to be more attractive for you, and if you get your chin gobble plastic surgery done, I want to go ahead and get my boobs done. What do you think, Jerry?
You think
That would not be a conversation at the Taylor residence, would it?
No, I don't think so. She might come up to me and say, "Hey, fix that bag neck," but I don't think she would put it in those terms. She wouldn't tell me to get plastic surgery anyway. I'm just kidding. But what makes you think you need it?
I don't know. The bags under my eyes, the big gobbler neck, and I'm feeling old. I went out to have a cigarette at the hotel. I went out to have a cigarette at the hotel the other day, and there's sitting there. A girl comes out, and she sits down, and she lights up a cigarette. And we started chatting, and she's younger. She was probably in her young 30s, maybe 34. And she starts asking me the dad advice type stuff. She goes, she's a wine rep from New York. She's in Baltimore. She was sitting at the bar. She had 3 glasses of wine. The guy next to her had 4 beers. And now he's texting her to try to get her back to her room. And, of course, she throws in the old, I'm engaged. And can I ask your opinion? Am I being too rough on this guy? I mean, and she reads me the text back. And she basically just belittled him after he was just like, hey, stop at my room. It'd be fun. And she's like, I told you I'm engaged. And then her response back was, well, I didn't think our conversation was going there. So his next response was, you can't blame a guy for trying. So then her final response was, just because you have a dick and I'm an attractive woman doesn't give you the right to fucking blah, blah, blah. And just, I felt bad for the poor guy. So to knock her down a couple notches, she's asking me my opinion. So just because I'm an attractive girl, I said, I hear what you were saying, You know, I'm not going to agree that you're an attractive girl because I hear what you're saying, but all I want to do is smoke a cigarette. I don't want drama. I get drama on the auto show floor from all the girls there all the time. I just want to smoke a fucking cigarette. Go back in the hotel, please. You know, but
She was
now
just it's like she walked out the door and she looked at you and she said, "Grandpa, what is prejudice?"
prejudice is when you want to fuck the girl who just sat next to you at the bar, even though she said she's engaged. Oh, God. I've turned into the old man to all these people. Somehow my 20 years of auto show has gotten past me. I was the old man last year too, though. But I don't know. For some reason this year it's hit me harder. The girls are either getting younger or I just can't deal with stupidity anymore.
I don't know. I've always been pretty well aware of my age. I don't really think that I push it to where I'm really old or I'm younger. I think I try and keep it right where I'm at. Like some people will be like, "I'm so old," and they do it all the time. "My life's over. I'm old, and everything sucks because I'm old." And I'm like, I'm happy that I'm not 50 yet. You know. Yeah. So I'm not going to act like I'm 60. I'll make jokes here and there, but I'm certainly not in any way able to relate to all the 21-year-olds on the auto show floor. 'Cause I'm always the old man. Doesn't make any difference. I can't change that. No amount of plastic surgery will fix that.
No.
And I don't care.
And at this point, it'd take way too much work to make me look younger. I mean, they'd have to do
You'd come out looking like Michael Jackson.
Hair implants and gobbler neck and get rid of the bags under the eye and maybe, you know, tummy tuck and then I'd still be old in another year and probably $30,000 less in my pocket because of all the surgeries and still be not getting any. Anyway,
You'd look like John Travolta looks now. That guy looks like he had a lot of work done.
oh,
Have you seen there's a new show called American Crime Story about the O.J. Simpson deal, and Travolta's a producer on it, and he plays one of the lawyers in there, and he's a creep to start with now. I've just realized throughout the years, now every time I see Travolta in a movie, he's just a creep. He's a big, fat, wide-headed creep. And now he looks terrible because his face looks like it's plastic. It's hilarious to me.
and Broken Arrow.
Travolta.
I almost watched Broken Arrow the other day with him in it, and I have to agree with you. I didn't watch it because he's in it. I'm just not.
He's like, was that with Christian Slater?
Yeah, and Welcome Back, Kotter. He went from Welcome Back, Kotter to Grease to that to Scientology to fucking I'm a pilot. And when I went to see David Letterman the one time I was in New York, he was the fucking guest. And I'm like, of all people, I get to see him talk about his.
He was a Scientologist back in Cotter days.
Yeah.
He started right up with that shit, and yeah, I don't know what happened to him. I think the only good role he's ever really had, in my opinion, is Pulp Fiction. That's it.
Yeah.
Back to Quentin.
Yep, Quentin Tarantino, full circle.
Now I wish he would get smashed in the face with a Martin guitar. And he kind of looks like he has been, actually. Because first of all, his face looks all fucked up and repaired, and he was probably born in 1870, so he would have been able to buy it himself.
Who is he fake married to? Because he's gay, isn't he?
I forgot who he's with.
But
I don't even remember now.
It's like a fake marriage type thing, because I'm pretty sure most of the actors and actresses out in Hollywood are homos. How's that for a broad paintbrush statement?
There you go, Mr. Broadbrush. And the homo, too, which isn't very nice or correct. You could have put the sexual part at the end of it, homosexuals. Yeah, not most of them. I can say this much, though. I met John Travolta in a press junket for Ladder 49 years ago. Okay. And I had the privilege of taking some pipe and drape down to his suite at the Ritz-Carlton and block off the doorway into his foyer so that when people came in and out, they couldn't see into the sitting area of his suite. The place was a huge suite anyway. But, come on. He's already got guards hanging around outside the door. Why do you need the pipe and drape? What do they think they're going to see in there?
Yeah, well, you never know.
That tells me something's going on in that room that he doesn't want anybody to see.
He's reading Scientology books and masturbating.
Yeah, he's got the device to try and read his Scientology magnetic responses or whatever, and a line of cocaine, and a gay hooker. Got all of that in that room.
He's pulling his pubic hair out with tweezers in the corner. Doesn't want the maid walking in. Oh, where do I come up with this shit?
Maybe we should do the title, Who's Worse, John Travolta or Guitar Killer Kurt Russell?
Oh, what? You
Or we'll
come
just
up
call
with
it Travolta versus Russell.
See, I just let you come up with the names. You come up with some good ones. Like last week's episode
I
was
hope so.
called Chocolate Covered Wine. Yep, because we're talking about all the different things you can cover in chocolate.
Yeah. But I think the one before that was even better, though. Man ejaculated from vehicle. I loved that one.
Something to do about head meat. Yeah, there's a few good ones in there. Where do you find the pictures for that stuff? For the cover?
I can't tell you because I don't want to get charged with any copyright infringement.
Okay. Well, they're always pretty damn good.
I make them.
We
So
still
I
got to
take
figure out.
elements and I change them enough. That's so.
We still got to figure out how to do a new Facebook page thing and a description of the show and maybe get a new picture of that microphone.
Isn't that isn't that already changed on the Facebook page?
Nope. Oh, excuse me.
Are you sure?
I think I'm getting your cold. I think I'm getting your cold.
Mine's going away. I still have a little bit of the congestion, as you can all tell, but the cold part seems to be going away. This stuff seems to work. This Zicam and zinc and echinacea and all that.
Chocolate covered lung butter. That's what we need.
Lung butter. Let me see this.
What are you looking at?
Let me see this. Yeah, your name is in the description and everything on the Facebook page.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I must not have updated because if I go to podcast on my iPhone and click on the
that's not it. That's the RSS feed. That's a whole different thing.
Oh, okay.
That's like this big pain in the ass where you've got to like reapply for a new RSS feed type situation.
And re-register and all that other shit.
All that crap. Yeah.
We don't want to do that.
Not yet. Not until we reach 7 listeners.
Exactly. Hey, I got I wanted to get your opinion on this one. Firehouse Subs. Okay. Made by firemen. Created by firemen. It's made by firemen. No, it's not. It's a fucking chain. They stole a couple recipes from some firemen and they grabbed some big fucking buckets and they throw a fireman load. It's fucking low. Anyway, so made by firemen. They got a question for you. They do this charitable donation thing, and I've noticed some banks like I think Chase might do it too, where you can sign up for the rounded up. So if your bill comes to say $8.47, you can round it up to $9, and then the rest goes to charity. So 53 cents goes to charity. What are your thoughts on that?
First of all, I think most charities have been proven to take the bulk of the cash and give it to themselves and take a small percentage and donate to the actual charity. So I'm not real happy with charities to start with.
Right.
But it's not new because they have a couple of apps out there now that will round it up, but then it'll invest your money into the market.
Right, and that's kind of like the Chase thing I was talking about too, where round all your bills up and they'll throw that in a little savings account, so you're changing your penny, you keep saving your pennies and all that shit. So,
but
that
Firehouse
said,
Subs is trying to do that for you, like taking your change.
They've been doing that. They've been rounding up. So basically, we're paying for Firehouse Subs tax deduction. So at the end of the year, the franchise, Firehouse Subs, goes in and they say, we donated, $2.7 million to charity, and we can write that off now and make even more of a fucking profit.
That's true. That's a good point. Yeah.
Because each individual person isn't saying, well, I ate a Firehouse Subs and 53 cents of my bill went, I'm going to deduct that from my taxes. No, that's not how it works. So
Those
I think
firemen are shady bookkeepers. That's what I say.
fuckers. So I'm thinking, you and I need to start up a hotel soap and shampoo charity. What do you think?
What are we going to do? Round up the soap and shampoo?
No, we'll start a charity and we'll donate soap and shampoo to like women's battered home centers and stuff like that. And all
Yeah.
business travelers that stay in hotels and don't use the soap and shampoo because they're bald or whatever, their facial creams and all that, or you're here so much that every day they're refilling this shit and you end up with a box of
Mm-hmm.
shampoo and stuff. We get people to donate that to our P.O. box number, and then we start a charitable organization so we can take the tax deduction. We'll each, as holders of this charitable center, you take $100,000 salary, I take $100,000 salary. Once a week, we'll go drop off some shampoo at a homeless center, and we'll make a bunch of extra money. What do you think?
I think that won't work at all. I think
Why?
shipping costs alone will kill us.
Oh, we're not gonna.
You're fired. That's what I say. You are fired.
No, if they want to send us the shit, they send it. They pay for it themselves. Flat rate box.
Well, then we yeah, but we've got to we've got to get the hotels to agree so that we can put the packaging into the rooms so that they can throw them in the box and seal them up and take them down to and send them out. Oh, it's just so terrible. We can't do it.
Okay, so
It's a
that
nice idea.
Yeah, and it wasn't meant to be a nice idea. It's not doing it from my heart. It's a way to get us paid. Damn it! One of these days, I'm gonna
We
come
got
up
to think
with
of
a
a different
brilliant
one.
idea.
It's not like it's a bad idea. Just the practice, putting it into practice would be expensive.
Yeah.
Not enough to cover the amount that we would be able to pay ourselves. Because where would we get the money from? We'd just be getting soap and shampoo.
And here's another thing I was thinking about when I was walking back from the 7-Eleven. Parking spots. Okay, if you buy the parking spots and put the meters out, how do you get the city officials to actually ticket and enforce it if it's a privately owned parking space? Do you have to have some kind of thing with the city to own parking spaces, I was wondering?
I can only guess. Parking meters are all with the city, and and they hire a contractor, gets the account, and then the contractor keeps a portion, and the city gets a portion. Private parking lots are different. I think they have to call the police to be towed out of there, saying that somebody is, violating the thing, and then the cost goes to the guy whose car was towed.
Okay.
And it really doesn't have anything to do with the city, I don't think.
Yeah, so
But
if you owned a towing service, it might behoove you to invest in owning a parking lot too. So why don't we do that, Jerry? Let's buy an abandoned building for $1 in Detroit, tear it down, make it a parking lot, put a little paid meter thing there, and just earn money on that. And we won't have to tow anybody or anything. Just leave it there, and just that'll be our money flow.
people do that all the time. Sure.
That's fucking brilliant.
Cool. Of course, you got to have the spot where people want to park.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's
true.
got to be like close to the Fox and the ballpark and concert venues and things like that, which means it
And
won't be $1.
right, and Gilbert has already bought up all those spots because he's got that. He's got the money to buy up all the real estate in Detroit. So
Who? Gilbert Gottfried?
Dan Gilbert from Quicken Loans.
Dan Gilbert.
But that's
Dan.
But that's a brilliant way to make money because, hey, it's a parking spot. How much does it cost to maintain? No, you're just paying the taxes on the property and make yourself an
And the
LLC,
machine and all that.
the machine and the maintenance. Yeah.
Same deal as a car wash. It's all just automated services.
That's true.
You're a smart man, Davin Christensen. You've
There
just
you go.
figured out how people have been operating business for the entire history of business.
Well, so that's how business works. Wow.
We're learning on You Name It. We're learning new things every day.
Oh.
Guess what?
What?
It's already time.
Is it? Oh, I wanted to
Yeah,
do
do you have
one
anything
shout.
else, though?
Yeah, I wanted to do one shout out before I go because we got some new listeners now. We got John Kivy listening now. So
Yep.
I
Hey,
want to
John.
do a shout out to him. Go ahead.
Hey, John, how you doing, big fella?
Good guy. But I wanted to give a shout out to Zubair Shah, who was my he he was my driver from DC to Baltimore. Took a suburban. He's got all General Motors vehicles. So if you're ever in DC and you need a ride to the airport or the DC outer area, Global Express sedan service. That's who you got to use. So I'm throwing him
Cool.
look it up. I'm not
Hey,
going to give you his
Zubair.
cell phone number. Yep,
No,
Zubair.
you don't want to do that. Anybody else new? We've said hi to Rosemary. We said hi to Mike McMechen.
Is he a regular listener, or is he just listening at Texas State Fair when I force him to in the car going to lunch?
I don't remember. I don't want to ask him either. Hey, are you
No.
listening every day? You
Nah,
better.
probably isn't.
Because you know people won't do it if you tell them to.
Yeah.
They have to be asked by other people. Can't be me. It's got to be some other person walked by. Hey, did you hear the new You Name It show? Boy, that Davin sure knows about business.
It's
what he's
it's still
gonna say.
it's still funny when you post on your Facebook page and you try to promote the show, and then you still have friends that are you would consider pretty close friends that have no idea you do a podcast every week. I never knew
I know,
that.
and I think it's funny when you run across somebody who actually has clicked like and all of that, and they still don't know that you do it
That
because they
you're
just
the
think
one-
it's something you posted. You know,
Right. Hey, this is a podcast that I like. Oh, I'll like it too. Whatever.
I like it because I like you, Davin. That's what
Yep,
happens.
Jerry.
In fact, I remember that post where you did that, and the person said specifically, "I like this because you like it, Davin, and you need plastic surgery."
Hey, Jerry. Guess
Yeah.
what? Fuck you, Jerry.
Fuck off. Right, I was waiting for it.
Go.
All right,
you know
everybody.
What? Go down.
Go ahead.
Go to the Reading terminal. Go down. Get your fucking lunch. Go to Hooters. Eat your fucking chicken. Eat your fucking shrimp water chicken beef sandwich because it's all cooked on the same goddamn grill. And we
Yeah.
will see you next week.
Yeah, I have Hard Rock Cafe. I don't know if that's any better.
That's about the same. They've got guitars hanging on the wall. I wonder if they have anything really valuable up there. Probably not.
Not after today, after I smash them all. That's where I'm
Go-
going.
You'll go
No.
there, and there'll be all fake guitars in the spots where all the
Yeah.
antique ones used to be.
Yeah, they had one signed by somebody I looked at the other day. I've only ate there when Lisa and the girls were out here, and I don't remember what it was. It was signed by
Oh, that was the
a Foo Fighter or something. I don't know.
well. Don't they
Dave
have the,
Grohl, I think.
I think they have the Ozzy Osbourne one there too, from Crazy Train. From that guitarist
I don't
before
know.
he croaked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Randy Rhoads.
Randy Rhoads. I think they have his guitar in that actual hard rock.
I'll smash that one then. That'll be a good one.
There you go.
All right, everybody. Thank you for listening to the You Name It show for this week.
And putting
and,
up with us.
Hopefully, we'll see you next week.
Have a good one.